What's up everyone? This video is going to be a complete step-by-step guide on how to start a real jewelry business. You will learn how jewelry is made from start to finish. We will talk about what is the correct way to start this business, and also we're going to talk about some of the mistakes to avoid. Before we begin, I want to talk about some of the misconceptions about this business. The first misconception is that you need to go to jewelry school and get a special education. This couldn't be further from the truth. You don't need any of that. You will learn everything you need to know in this video. You also don't need any business licenses or permits. You just need a little bit of cash. Second, this is a very easy business to get into. Don't get intimidated because you're dealing with real gold and diamonds. Third, you do not need to have any of your own gold or diamonds. All of this is purchased in the jewelry district. You can start with as little as a few $100s. The jewelry business is a very safe business, probably one of the safest businesses to get into, because if you make a piece of jewelry and it doesn't sell, you can always melt the gold and take the diamonds out and make another piece. Labor for jewelry is extremely cheap, so your loss will be minimum. The markup on jewelry is always at least 100 to 500%, so you can make a lot of money in this business. This is also a very simple business to learn. People in the jewelry district make your jewelry for you. You can go downtown and make your first piece of jewelry today. Alright guys, so let's begin. The first thing you need to do is find the jewelry district in your city. Every major city in America has a jewelry district. This is a part of the city that takes up several blocks and has a bunch of jewelry stores and small privately owned jewelry manufacturers. So let's go into Google, type in jewelry district, and then name your city. And right here, you will see the address of your local jewelry district. Just so you guys know that LA and New York have some of the largest jewelry districts in the US. The next step is to actually go down to the district. When you get there, you will see a bunch of large buildings. On top will be the factories where all the jewelry is manufactured, and on the bottom will be the retail stores where the jewelry is sold. There are 6 steps in making jewelry. You will go to a different factory for each step. The first step is designing the jewelry in a special 3D program. The second step is to print the 3D wax with a special 3D printer. The third step is to take your printed 3D wax and turn it into gold. This is called casting. The fourth step is to file in sand and polish down the casted piece. The fifth step is setting diamonds into the piece. And the sixth and final step is to do the final polishing and finishing of the piece. Let's talk about gold. Pure gold, or 24 karat gold, is 999.9 gold and is always yellow in color. The problem with 24 karat gold is that it is too soft to make jewelry with. So gold is mixed with other alloys, such as silver and copper, to make jewelry. The higher the carat, the higher the amount of gold is in the piece. The most common types of carats are 10 karat, 14 karat, and 18 karat gold. Anything under 10 carats is legally not considered gold in the US. The more gold that is in the piece, the richer the color. 10 karat gold has 41.7% gold, 14 karat gold has 58.3% gold, 18 karat has 75% gold. Gold jewelry is made in 3 colors: white gold, yellow gold, and rose gold. Mixing more platinum, silver, or palladium with pure gold will make it look white. Adding more copper will make it look pink or rose. White gold will have to be rhodium plated because when casted it will not look bright white. We will talk more about this later. Once these metals are melted together, they cannot be separated. Gold jewelry can be tested to verify the amount of pure gold or gold carat several different ways. The cheapest way to test gold is to buy an acid kit on a website like eBay. This kit will have a scratch pad and a bottle with liquid for every carat. You will scratch a piece of jewelry on the scratch pad and pour a small amount of liquid from the bottle of carat you're testing for. If some of the gold starts dissolving, then the amount of carat is less than what you're testing for. If no part of the line starts dissolving, then it is that carat or more. So for example, if you make a piece of 14 karat gold jewelry and you want to verify that it is 14 carats, you will scratch it on the pad and take the 14 karat gold bottle and pour some over the scratch line. If it dissolves, it's less than 14 carats. If it doesn't, it's more. The more it dissolves, the significantly less the carat. After you're done testing, you can simply polish the piece of jewelry that was scratched to make it look new. Another way to test jewelry is to buy an electric pen test kit. And the best way to test jewelry is with a gold gun. These cost around $15,000 and will tell you the exact amount of gold and other alloys in your piece. The good news is you don't have to buy this. People in the jewelry district have these, and you can test your jewelry for around $5 to $20 depending on the size. Always make sure to scan your jewelry, especially for making heavy pieces. Carat markings mean nothing and can easily be faked. Gold prices change daily. The #1 website to check gold prices is called kitco.com. On this website, you will find the spot price, which is the price of 1 ounce of pure 24 karat gold. Alright guys, we're going to go on a website called kitco.com. Right here you will find the current gold price right here on the left. Gold prices fluctuate just like stocks. Now, like I said earlier, you guys will never need to buy any kind of physical gold. All the gold will be purchased in the jewelry district. But if you do want to buy gold for investment purposes, you can buy it on this website. Just know there's a premium if you do want to buy gold bars or coins. Let's talk about diamonds. Diamonds are mined in countries such as Africa and Russia. They are then sent to different countries such as India and Israel and are cut into different shapes by special machines. Most diamonds are then purchased by parcels by the diamond dealers in the jewelry district. The diamonds are then sold to the jewelers in the district who make pieces and sell it in their retail stores. Diamonds that have not been set in metal are called loose diamonds. When the jeweler needs to make a piece of jewelry, he will find out how many loose diamonds he needs, what quality, what size, and what quantity, and then he will buy it from the diamond dealer and make the piece. Let's talk about the 4 C's. The 4 C's are the most important things when it comes to diamonds. The 4 C's are the color of the stone, the clarity of the stone, the cut of the stone, and the carat of the stone. Now, diamond carat and gold carat are two completely different things. Diamond carat is the weight, and gold carat is the gold purity. The GIA is the Gemologist Institute of America. They grade and certify diamonds. This is usually done only with bigger stones, which we won't talk about in this video. We will only talk about small stones. Grading small stones is pointless because grading will cost more than the actual stone is worth. Let's talk about diamond color. Diamonds have different colors and are graded starting from the letter D. D means there's no color. If there's no color, the stone is worth a lot more. The more yellow a stone is, the less it's worth. You should always try to buy stones that are at least D to H color. Let's talk about clarity. Diamonds have imperfections such as cloudiness, scratches, and pieces of black carbon. These are called inclusions. The less inclusions, the better the stone. This is the clarity grading chart for diamonds. It starts from flawless, then goes to internally flawless, then VVS, which stands for very, very slightly included, then VS, which stands for very slightly included, then SI, which means slightly included, then I, which means the stone has inclusions. Inclusions can be seen with a loupe, which is basically a small magnifying glass for jewelry. You will see a lot of jewelers walking around with these. The more diamonds you guys see, the more you'll be able to tell the difference in diamonds. Try to at least stick with SI quality diamonds. Basically everything that's SI or better are considered good quality diamonds. Try to stay away from I diamonds. Stones can have different cuts. The way a stone is cut can make it shine more or less. Stones can be cut in many different shapes. The most common is round brilliant. And carat is simply the weight of the diamonds. Let's talk about the point system and how diamonds are often referred to as pointers. For example, a 3mm stone is called a 10-pointer because it weighs a tenth of a carat. 10 of these will equal to 1 carat. A 2mm stone is referred to as a 3-pointer because around 33 of these will make 1 carat. Also keep in mind that different stone shapes will make different weights. So a 2mm princess cut stone will be much different weight than a 2mm round brilliant stone. Stones don't have to be purchased in carats. You can go to a dealer and purchase one 2mm stone if that's all you need for your jewelry piece. So for example, if 1 carat of VS diamonds costs $400 and you need to buy 3 2mm stones, you will be paying around $40. It's very important that you guys find a dealer that only sells clean diamonds, which are not blood diamonds. You should always take your time to find a dealer in the district who will give you fair prices. Some diamond dealers might try to take advantage of you if they see that you're new to this. Here are the approximate prices you guys should be paying per carat. VVS, $600. VS, $400. VSSI, $350. SI, $300 to $320. Also, the bigger the stone, the more you'll be paying per carat. So for example, if you're buying 1 carat of 3-pointers VS diamonds, you'll pay around $400 per carat. But if you're buying 10 10-pointers of VS diamonds, you will be paying around $600. Diamond prices do fluctuate, but not on a daily basis like gold. When you go to the diamond dealer, you will see a few things. The first one is a gauge. This is a tool that is used to measure the millimeters of diamonds. You will also see diamond testers. The way a diamond tester works is you touch the tip of the diamond, and if the light turns green, it's a real diamond. If it turns red, it's not real. The diamond tester cannot tell clarity or color. It simply detects carbon. You will also see a carat scale. This is a very precise scale that will tell you the exact amount of carats. You will also see diamond dealers take their parcel and pour it into this tool right here, which will filter out the exact millimeters of the stones you need. Let's talk about colored diamonds. There are natural colored diamonds such as yellow diamonds and pink diamonds, which can be more expensive. But also there's something called treated diamonds. A lot of stones are treated to make them different colors such as yellow, cognac, and blue. This is very common in hip-hop jewelry. Basically what they do is they take diamonds that are not worth a lot, which are white diamonds but are yellow in color, which are bad quality, and they heat treat them to make them different colors. This is called HPHT treating. These diamonds are much cheaper and they're worth a lot less. They have very small resale value. Also, a lot of bad quality diamonds are clarity enhanced to make them look better, so be careful, never buy these. Diamond dealers are middlemen. When you become big in the jewelry business, you can start building relationships with real diamond wholesalers, such as those in India and Israel. There are a few ways to do this. The first way is to go on a website called Alibaba.com. Let's go on Alibaba.com. We're going to type in natural loose diamonds. You guys want to stay away from lab diamonds. Those are not real diamonds. Hit search. And right here, you will see a bunch of suppliers. You guys, don't pay attention to the carat price. You will have to contact the supplier to get the real prices. Right here, will show which country the supplier is in and how long he's been in business. Never pay through Western Union or wire transfers. You can place a small order first before doing larger orders. Always pay through PayPal. And the second way is by going to the JCK convention. This is a once-in-a-year jewelry convention which is held in Las Vegas. You can establish relationships with diamond dealers here and buy diamonds for a lot less. To get into this convention, you will need 2 manufacturer receipts. So for example, when you get a piece casted, save the receipts and then show it to the JCK to get admitted. Let's talk about the first step in making jewelry. This is 3D designing. Jewelry is designed in one of the 2 major jewelry designing programs, Matrix and Rhino 3D. Rhino 3D, in my opinion, is easier and better. If this is something you guys want to learn to do yourself, you can download the program for free. You guys can learn to design yourself if this is something you're passionate about, but I don't suggest you do this. Jewelers outsource all of the design work. You guys can find 3D designers in the jewelry district, however, I don't recommend you do this because you can easily find 3D designers on websites such as Fiverr.com and CG Trader. Let's go on my favorite site, which is cgtrader.com. Alright guys, this is cgtrader.com. On this website, you could download a bunch of 3D models. They have tons of jewelry files here, so let's type in diamond ring. Let's type in men's diamond ring. And you can see right here a bunch of stuff pops up. You guys can also click on free to get free files. But let's see what they have here. Let's check out this ring right here. And these right here are 3D renders. The software designing program can render the piece to show you how it's going to look like when it's finished. Here are different angles. Right here, this is the price. So to download this file, you would have to pay $50. This is the name of the designer. If you guys want custom work done, you can click the Hire Me button right here. Or you see this person, he puts up his Viber and his WhatsApp, and you could contact him through here. Also, you will see right here how many diamonds this piece has and the total carat weight. Let's type in Cuban ring. Let's click on this one right here. And so if you guys download this one time, you can resize it in Rhino 3D and make your own size. You don't have to download, you don't have to purchase every single ring size individually. You could purchase it one time and resize it yourself. You can see right here the approximate weight. So if it's casted in 14 karat gold, it's going to weigh approximately 18.20 grams. Let's check out this ring right here. If you scroll down, you will see exactly how many stones you need. It's 270 stones. And right here you will see the approximate weight. So 14 karat will be around 25 grams. The cost to design a piece depends on how detailed the piece is and how large the piece is, but usually expect to pay around $25. Once the designer is finished making your file, he will send you a STL or a 3DM file, and the file will be ready to print. One of the most important parts of starting a jewelry business is building your portfolio of 3D files. The more products you have for sale, the more money you can make. Really quick, I want to tell you guys how jewelry was made back in the day. Back in the 90s and before that, before there were 3D designing programs, they would take a block of wax and cut jewelry from it. The piece would then be casted and the rubber mold would be made. So instead of remaking the entire piece from scratch, the jeweler would simply inject wax into the rubber mold and then make as many waxes as he needs. So basically, jewelers would have a portfolio of rubber molds. Rubber molds are still used today to make backups of things such as chain links. It would be too expensive to print each individual link by itself. You can go to any bench jeweler and he will make a rubber mold for you for around $15. Also, just know that rubber molds do shrink by around 5%. The next step is to find a 3D printer in the jewelry district. You will send them a picture of your 3D file, tell them the size of it, arrange a price, and next you will email the 3DM or STL file and get the wax printed. The 3D printer will then print your 3D wax file. The cost to print a 3D file depends on the size and time it takes to print the file, or how much detail the file has. But usually a regular ring will cost around $15. The more 3D files you print, the more of a discount you can get. The file will then be printed by a special jewelry 3D resin printer in a very fine resolution. These printers cost around $30,000. These printers are much more precise than regular 3D printers. If you want to print your own 3D waxes and your pieces don't have too much detail, you can buy a regular resin 3D printer on Amazon for around $300. The wax will usually be printed the next business day and you will go pick it up from the 3D printer. You will pay upon pickup. When you pick up the wax, be very careful because it will be extremely fragile. Inspect it for any defects before paying. The next step is to take this 3D wax and turn it into gold. This is called casting. The process of casting is very simple. You will bring your wax to the casting factory. You will tell the caster what color gold you want to cast in and what carat. The caster will then put your wax along with other waxes from other jewelers on the casting tree. You don't need to give the caster your own gold. The process of casting is very simple. The caster will use a special powder and mix it with the casting liquid. He will then put the wax into this liquid. After that, he will put the liquid in a special machine to take the air out. Then this liquid will be cooked until it is turned solid. The waxer will then pour gold into the cement and the gold will replace the wax. The cement will then be cooled off, cracked, and the gold will be taken out. The caster will then cut each customer's piece from the tree and give the piece to the customer. You will then come back to the caster in a few days and pick up your piece. The first thing you will do is inspect your casted piece for any defects or porosity. Porosity is little holes or defects that cannot be polished off. If you see any porosity, you will show the caster and he will use a special laser machine to fix it free of charge. The most important rule when it comes to casting is the $1.50 per gram rule. You will pay the caster $1.50 per gram plus the gold price for each gram for that day. Use this website to get the daily price of gold per gram per carat. Alright guys, let's go on a website called goldcalc.com. Right here we'll type in 1 gram. We're going to select the gold purity. Let's select 10 carats. And today's price is $1,600. We will click calculate gold scrap value and this is the price per gram. So for 10 carat, the price per gram is $21.43. So to cast it, we'll add 150, which is going to be $22.93 per gram. Let's go back. Let's do 1 gram, 18 karat gold. The price of 18 karat gold is $38.58. So if you're going to be casting 18 karat gold, you'll be paying $40.08 per gram. So if you make a 14 karat piece, which weighs around 10 grams, and the gold price of 14 karat gold is $30 per gram, you will be paying the caster around $315. You will give the caster cash, he will give you the gold piece, a receipt, and you're done. You never pay tax for casting jewelry, so be careful, some casters might take advantage of you. If you're doing heavy pieces, always scan your jewelry right after casting. Really quick, if you guys are going to be casting jewelry that is two-toned, for example, it will have white gold and yellow gold, you will have to cast each piece separately and then weld them together or solder them together. Also, some pieces will have galleries. These will also be welded together. This right here is a gallery, the back see-through caged piece, and this is called a bail. The next step is cleaning, filing, sanding down, and polishing your piece. After you pick up your piece, it will not be shiny at all. It will not look like jewelry. You need to find a bench jeweler in the jewelry district who will make your piece look like real jewelry. The price to clean your jewelry will depend on how big and detailed the jewelry piece is, but expect to pay around $20 to $25. Be sure to try out several different bench jewelers because they all will have their own style of polishing jewelry and some will do a better job than others. Cleaning the piece will usually take about a day, depending on how busy the bench jeweler is. After your piece is done being polished, inspect it and then pay. Also, just so you guys know, when your jewelry is being polished, you will lose a little bit of gold, usually around 2 to 5%. The next step is setting diamonds into your piece. There are many diamond setters all over the jewelry district. You will take your piece to a setter and he will inspect the piece and tell you exactly how many stones the piece needs. If you bring in the piece and the diamond setter has to drill holes and put small prongs into your piece of gold jewelry, you will be paying $150 per stone. If you bring the setter a casted piece that already has holes and prongs, you will be paying $1 per stone. Prongs are 4 little pieces of metal that hold the diamond in place. If you want to set stones in the piece that doesn't have holes and prongs, you will tell the setter what size stones you want to put. If the piece of jewelry already has holes and prongs, the process of setting stones is very simple. The diamond setter will simply put the stones in and close the prongs. If the piece of jewelry doesn't have pre-made holes and prongs, the diamond setter will mark dots for each stone, use a special drill for that stone size, and then make the holes and prongs. The setter will then smooth out the prongs into small little circles. The diamond setter will heat up a special piece of wax, place your jewelry into it, and then start setting stones. When he is finished, he will again melt the wax and take your jewelry out. He will then clean your piece of jewelry and give it to you. Let's talk about some of the most popular diamond settings. Pavé is when you have a bunch of round stones set close to each other. Micro pavé is the same thing with small stones. Channel set is when the stones are placed between 2 rows of gold. An invisible set is when princess cut stones are placed right next to each other without any visible gold. The setter will cut small lines into each stone which will hold each other. You should try to give the diamond setter a pre-made piece with holes and prongs because this will save you a lot of money and will look cleaner. If you want to remove diamonds from a piece, it will cost around $1.50 per stone. After you are finished setting stones, you will take your piece of jewelry back to the bench jeweler for a finishing polish. When this polishing is done, the piece will shine and look like a real piece of jewelry. This polishing is free. You will not pay the bench jeweler again. Also, you can tell the polisher what kind of finishing you want. There are many different ways to polish jewelry. If you are making white gold, you will have to get your piece rhodium plated white. Plating costs around $5. Plating will wear off over time, so the piece might need to be replated. You can plate jewelry in many different colors, such as white, rose, gold, and black. If only certain parts of your jewelry need to be plated, the jeweler will do this with a special plating pen. If the entire piece needs to be plated, he will dip it into rhodium. You can also do PVC plating on jewelry if you want a very black look. This is very common on jewelry that has black diamonds and sometimes Rolex watches. You can also find laser engravers in the jewelry district if you want to do things such as add company logos, pictures, or a carat to your piece of jewelry. The carat marking can also be made on the 3D file, or the caster can stamp one on it. This costs around $20. Alright guys, let's make our first piece of jewelry. We are going to make a 14 karat gold Cuban diamond ring. First step is we're going to get the 3D file. Second step is we're going to email the 3D file to the 3D wax printer. The third step is we're going to go to the jewelry district and pick up the 3D wax. The next step is we're going to take the 3D wax to the caster and tell him to make it in 14 karat yellow gold. We will come back a few days later, pay the caster, and inspect the piece for porosity. We will then take it to the bench jeweler for the initial polishing. We will then go to the diamond setter and have him confirm the diamond sizes are correct. He will make us a list of the diamonds needed and we will go buy the diamonds. After that, we will drop off the diamonds to the diamond setter and come back in a few days when he's finished setting diamonds. After this, we will take the piece and bring it back to the bench jeweler for a final polishing. So for this piece, we will be using SI diamonds. The total carat weight is 0.95. The price per carat for SI diamonds is $320. So that means our total is $304 for 0.95 carats. There's a total of 312 stones being set in this ring, and we're paying $1 per stone because it already has holes and prongs. So the total we're paying the diamond setter is $312. Since we're making this piece in yellow gold, it will not be plated. So let's see how much it costs us to make this ring. We paid $28 for the 3D file, $15 to print a 3D wax. We paid $614.25 for casting. The piece weighed at 19.5 grams, multiplied by 31.5, and that's $614.25. We paid $15 for polishing. We will not have to pay for the final polishing. So the total cost to make your piece is $1,288.25. Let's talk about findings. The findings are little pieces such as earring screws that are too much of a problem to make. There will be stores in the jewelry district that sell accessories such as this. So if you guys are making jewelry like earrings, you only have to cast the main piece. You don't have to make the backings and the screws. You will simply buy the backings and screws and the bench jeweler will solder it. Alright guys, so every jewelry district is going to have a store that sells findings. Findings are basically little accessories which you don't want to cast yourself, such as chain locks and earring backings. You can buy things such as chain locks and other small accessories from these stores. Also, you can buy jewelry packaging and other things you might need for your business. Let's talk about how to make Cuban chains. We will go to cgtrader.com and buy the files. We will then resize the files to the millimeter size we want in Rhino 3D. We will then print one 3D file with the link open and one with the link closed. We will also print all of the parts of the lock. We will then cast all of these pieces and make rubber molds for each one. This is much cheaper than printing each link individually. We will give both the open and the closed rubber mold to the caster and he will make as many links as needed for our chain. After all the links are casted, we will go to our bench jeweler and he can solder the links. Depending on the size of the chain, it will usually cost around $50 to $100 to solder the links and polish the chain. Another way to do this is to weld the links using a laser machine. These machines are also used to repair jewelry. The welder will insert both hands into the machine, and with the microscope and fine laser, he will weld all the links together. Let's talk about how to appraise jewelry. Alright guys, let's talk about how to appraise jewelry. Before we do, I just want to say one thing. I haven't looked at jewelry on eBay for a long time, but there's a very serious gap in the market. These jewelers are selling complete garbage. I mean, look at this, guys. Look at this ring right here. Look at this ring. Look how this ring was casted. This is just completely embarrassing. Look at all these flaws right here. Look at all this. And the funny thing is that this is all selling. This ring just sold. Look at this ring right here. This guy didn't even bother taking pictures. He just photoshopped the ring on the finger. And this one sold too, by the way. Really quick, guys, when you start your jewelry business, I want you guys to start selling on eBay. The first thing you're going to do is build up a little bit of feedback. Obviously, you won't get to 8,000, but try to get at least 50. And try to keep your rating at around 99%. The first 10 products you're going to sell are going to be products like this ring right here, around 5 grams. Alright guys, let's talk about how to appraise jewelry. So this ring right here is 14 carats. Let's say right now the price of 14 carats per gram is $30. So with casting, each gram will cost us $31.50. This ring weighs 5.3 grams times 31.50. That's $167 plus $20 for labor. So the total cost of this ring is about $186 plus $15 for labor. So the total cost will be around $182. And he's selling it for $280. And actually he discounted his prices because of this whole economic situation. Let's look at this ring right here. Since we're on the topic of Cuban rings, this ring right here is 8.2 grams of 14 karat gold. So 8.2 times 31.5, that's $258 plus $15 for labor. That's $273. And he wants $435, and this one sold as well. Let's take a look at this next ring. So this ring has diamonds. It's 14 carats. It has approximately 2.55 carats of Si1 diamonds, and it weighs 22.8 grams. It has approximately 80 stones. So let's see how much it costs to make this. So 22.8 grams times 31.5, that's 718. Then it will calculate the price of diamonds, 2.55 times 320 per carat, that's 816 plus $80 to set the stones, and let's say $25 for labor. So the total cost to make this ring is approximately $1,639, and he's selling it for, he wants $3,000 for it. Let's talk about how to take orders for custom pieces. This is definitely something you guys will not be doing in the beginning. You will only be doing this when you have a lot of experience and when you will visually be able to tell how much it costs to make a piece. Do not try to make custom pieces when you're first starting out. Also, in many cases, you will need to have a lot of money to make custom pieces. The profit margins on custom pieces are usually around 200%, so the deposit you will take is going to be the full amount that it will cost you to make the piece. You will have to show the customer each part of making the custom piece. You will start by getting the 3D design done. When your customer approves the 3D design, you will then go to the 3D wax part. You will then print the 3D wax and show pictures to the customer. If he approves, you will then continue making the piece. When the piece is finished, you will show pictures to the customer to get the final approval. Let's talk about customizing watches. If you guys want your watch to maintain value, the best thing you could do is not to add any aftermarket parts or diamonds to the watch. Anytime any aftermarket diamonds are set on the watch, regardless of the quality, the watch loses value. If you guys decide to customize watches, the process is very simple. You will first take the watch to a watch repair guy and have him disassemble the watch. You will then take the watch to a diamond setter and set diamonds. You will be paying $1.50 to set each stone and $1 to set stones into the bezel. If you will be setting stones in stainless steel watches, you have to be more careful because with gold, if the setter makes a mistake, he can melt it down and correct it. With steel, it's much more difficult. So make sure you're only working with very experienced diamond setters. It is okay to get custom aftermarket dials and make aftermarket bezels. These parts can be replaced back with the original parts. The process of making a bezel is very simple. It's the exact same as making any piece of jewelry. You will find out the inside width of the watch and make the bezel in a 3D program. You will then print and cast it. Also, if you add any aftermarket parts to a Rolex watch or add diamonds to the watch, you will not be able to service the watch. Let's talk about how to build a business. Alright guys, so the first thing you're going to do as soon as you make a piece of jewelry is to take professional photographs. This is one of the most important things. Do not do photos yourself. You have to take it to a professional. Simply type in jewelry photography into Google and your local jewelry district will have a photography place. This is one of the main photographers for the jewelry district in Los Angeles. Let's take a look at the website. Scroll down. You guys will have to take a bunch of professional pictures. The more pictures you guys order, the cheaper it will cost. But usually it costs around $10 per picture. You guys can negotiate the price if you do a lot of pictures. Also, it is absolutely mandatory to do videos. Videos also cost around $12. Let's take a look at one of these videos. The videos will be short 10-second videos. If you're selling expensive jewelry, people need to see actual videos. Pictures are not enough. The first thing you guys will do after getting your professional pictures is start selling on eBay. It is very important to build your eBay store with feedback. As I mentioned earlier, the first pieces you guys will be making are not going to be too heavy and they're not going to have too many diamonds. Also, I want you guys to understand one very important concept. Your photographs, just like your 3D files, are assets. Once you guys make a piece of jewelry, take professional photographs of it, list it on eBay and sell it, you guys can then relist the product on eBay without having anything in stock. When the item sells again, you can go to the jewelry district and make that piece. This way you guys can have a bunch of professional photographs and have a huge jewelry business without having any products in stock. Also, make sure you guys never ship by USPS. You should only use UPS, DHL, and FedEx for shipping. Also, make sure you ship express mail and always get insurance. The next step is to make our website or Shopify store. Alright guys, let's go on a website called ifandco.com. This website is a perfect example of a Shopify store. So back in the day, to build a website would be extremely difficult and cost thousands of dollars. These days, you can build a website like this in as little as a few hours. Also, Shopify is extremely cheap. It costs around $30 per month. You will simply upload your professional photos here, set the prices, and your store will be ready to go. The next thing you want to do is grow your social media. This includes Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. It is very important to grow a large YouTube channel. This is a very good way to get free traffic. You will also link your Shopify store to these platforms. And one of the most important things is to run Facebook ads and Google ads. Running Facebook ads and Google ads is a very important part of any online e-commerce store. And this is definitely something you guys should learn and get good at. It is also very important to collect customer email addresses and do email marketing. And the most important part of the jewelry business is reinvesting money back into inventory. So the worst thing you guys can do when you start making a little bit of money from this business is to start buying stupid things such as Gucci and other liabilities. This is a trap that a lot of young people fall into. When you guys see those privately owned jewelry stores with a ton of inventory and you wonder how they got it, this is exactly how they got it. They reinvested everything back into products. Take a look at this chart, guys. Say, for example, you start on the first month with $1,000 and you make 5 pieces of jewelry. Each piece costs you $200. If you sell all 5 pieces by the end of the month, you end up with $2,000. That shouldn't be too hard to do. You guys can sell 5 pieces of jewelry per day. So now you start the second month with $2,000 cash. Again, you make 10 pieces of jewelry, each one worth $200. You sell it, and at the end of the month, you have $4,000. If you guys keep doing this, by the end of the year, it should be over $1 million. Obviously, you might not get there right away, and it's going to take you a couple months to learn, but this should be your target. Alright, I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe. The purpose of this channel is to make real content for entrepreneurs without all the BS. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.